Let's roll. Alright, so this is Horsemaster, the game of horse mastery. As you're looking at this now, I will let you know this is a horror game. Well, I guess, it's not like horror. It's not abject horror, but it is a body horror game. So I guess, yes, it's body horror. I swear. I promise you. This is about to be a horror game. But anyway, Horsemaster, the game of horse mastery. A new game! You have trained your whole life for this moment. The first step in becoming a horse master. You gotta buy a horse. Your own horse. You, sturdy, calloused, and windblown. A master of horses. A coveted position with tenure. Hard won and reward for excellence in horse mastery across all disciplines. Alright. Our own horse. The salesman, ruddy-cheeked, spittle-fingered, more than a little condescending, left the factory showroom a few moments ago to talk to the foreman about incorporating some of your specifications into your horse. You are alone with your thoughts. The salesman seemed to think you didn't know what you were talking about. Horses, your father's legacy. The dexabrimidine tension skipping your molars against each other gives off sparks. It's taking so long already. Right. Dexo, Schedule 2, controlled substance. Some examples of Schedule 2 drugs are cocaine, methamphetamine, methadone, hydromorphone, mepridine, oxycodone, fentanyl, dexedrine, Adderall, haloxapite, phenethylene, and, of course, dexabrimidine, the Horsemaster's lament. The nightly drip is essentially a job requirement for the mastery of horses in order to react with an almost unconscious speed to their powerful movements, and keep yourself alive for the continued mastering of horses. Now that you're striking out on your own, you've upped the dosage to a professional level. Though the FDA recommends no more than 6 ml administered nightly, the generally accepted wisdom in the professional horsemaster community is the so-called perfect 10 milliliter intravenous over a 6-hour period. As of 3 days ago, you've graduated yourself to a professional pharmaceutical level. Let's do this. Hence, your obnoxiously clattering teeth all morning. You are alone with your thoughts while a scuffed plexi screen buzzes some sun-faded government propaganda. Rebel groups defeated. Peace restored through strength of morals. President, life is a succession of disappointments. Labor satisfaction all-time high. Joanna's baby bump? You've heard all this on the bus to the factory showroom anyway. Alright. The Dexo has met your giddy excitement about purchasing your first horse and is making you second-guess everything. Did you remember to ask for everything and in the proper order? Is that why the salesman was so put off by you? Let's see, you wanted... Right, the Furioso Hellfist. The breed is an oaky amber in coloration with limited markings and is known for an arrogant gait. They regularly stand as tall as 18 hands and can expect a long life. The first horse you ever assisted mastering when you were only 8 was a Furioso Hellfist, and this is why you can't raise your left arm over your shoulder. His name was Cruel Saunders. Europa Trotter? Of course, a Europa Trotter, just like the first horse you ever saw. Maybe you're overly sentimental. Most horsemasters regard this breed as having poor hoof formation due to impure bloodlines, but a well-built Europa can still strum your wonder strings. They range in color from F9, F9, F9 to as dark as 646270, and their musculature, temperament, and sheen can vary just as wildly, depending on how well mastered they are. Or a Carolina Coffin Breath. Sure, the Carolina Coffin Breath. Consistently the choice of all top international horsemasters. Achieving horse mastery with a coffer would mark you as a bold new talent operating at the highest skill level of all horsemasters. Their coloration is always a deep black that devours all light striking it. They normally stand no taller than 16 hands, but grow elaborate flared carapaces that intimidate all other breeds. There's no way Dad could have ever purchased a premium breed like a coffer, but he's not here. You know what? Yeah. Let's go. Let's go with the Carolina Coffin Breath. That's the horse I came for, and that's the horse I asked for. You're waiting on the completion of your custom-bred Carolina Coffin Breath. Sitting in one place for so long, the dexobrimidine is doing funny things with your sense of time passing, not passing. For example, you are certain that the salesman will have entered the far set of double doors. He will have been chuckling at his private joke, and will have... And then... The salesman enters from the far set of double doors. He's chuckling at his private joke and wiping his still wet fingers on his damp tie. Sheena says she's never heard of a Carolina Coffin Breath with specs like this before, but it's not outside the scope of the theoretical musculature load. He sniffs. Frankly, I've been in the horse business for 18 years, and I think you're just showing off. Grow a horse to these levels, well, it's like you aren't taking these noble animals seriously. You are not impressed by his lack of vision. There is a reason this man is a horse salesman and not a horsemaster. Your father despised men like this. He sighs. You're spinning up the nutrient vat right now. Confirmation of your payment will trigger the fertilization process. He slides a chipped glass pay palm voice towards you. It glows on the brushed steel counter, waiting. Pregnant. A simple palms play and you'll own the new growth horse that will come to define your career, and your own legacy. You will see that we'll trip the confirmation. Between the cost of the animal-grade dexobrimidine, which you have then cut with store-bought distilled water and a vitamin-heavy nutrient wash to keep your liver strong enough to process it all, and the cost of your Carolina Coffin Breath, you've leveraged everything. You'll have some substantial loans come due once you become a horsemaster. Luckily, top horsemasters essentially ascend from the cash-based economy to a place of pure grace and skill. The glow of the pay palm flares and then fades. The salesman takes the simple pain back from you and clicks his tongue. The two of you watch the clucking propaganda for a few minutes. The loop is updated at least, so there's a brief twinge of novelty. Another win for pasta? It could happen. Shocking patriotism tips the government doesn't want you to know. Frederick Tagiala. Maybe next life. Rebel leader's impotence, study proves. The salesman notices your apathy. More like lamestream media, right? He says. He never offers you coffee. There's a short 8-bit fanfare. Play Horsemaster theme from Horsemaster. Cover up the whirring sound as a rotating cylinder rises from the floor. On top of the cylinder, illuminated from below, is a blue sphere. Your horse isn't blue, of course. The blue comes from the foamy nutrient gravy. Suspended within it, the size of a pinky knuckle, is the slumbering larva of your horse, freshly struck from the egg sac of its queen's papal dome. You will have hefted it, and it will be warm and round in a perfect way. The music ends. You are still staring at the blue sphere on the fully extended column. Even though there are no other customers on the showroom floor, it's clear the salesman is impatient for you to leave. Take your horse. The moment you lift the blue orb, the underlighting flips off and the cylinder drops immediately back to the floor. You heft it, and it is warm and round in a perfect way. It has a fleshy give. A breast almost. No, but rubbery, like a water balloon. You are moving very slowly, knowing what you have sacrificed to hold this little ball, knowing just how fresh into our world this Frankfurter of life is. Anyway, you are terrified to drop it. Break it. You will clench your hand, and the plasticized rubber bladder will rip, and the foamy gravy will run down your fist, and one scrape of your heel will make this horse a pink streak. The salesman is holding the door open for you to leave. Fucking deviant, the salesman mutters as he locks the door behind you. You leave the horse factory, still carrying the blue sphere of your horse with more care than it probably requires. It's late enough that you have to take 2 buses to get home. You're not dumb. You wrap the sphere in an old sweatshirt, and put that old sweatshirt in a plastic bag. You try carrying it like you don't absolutely depend upon its contents to survive. You try to not draw any attention to yourself. The rides are long. Longer still because individual moments are tending to balloon, you notice. You try to not be aware of every slow movement of the bus driver. You try not to be bored both now and in all of future permutations of soon-to-be now that your dextrose brain can retrieve. Bored plus. It's late when you get to your building. The tide of awareness receded. 3 flights up, a single room. You open the bag, then carefully unfold the sweatshirt. There's a wet spot. You run your hands over the soft orb, back and forth. Nothing. You turn on the bathroom lights and hold it up. No leaks. Just condensation. Probably. You fill the bathtub with room temperature water to float the orb in it. Water rationing be damned. Even with the faucet on full, this takes almost half an hour. You're so tired that you almost forgot to hang your dexobrimidine drip before you nod off on the futon. Oh shit, it got bigger than the window. Okay, we're about to small him. Let's small him up. Small him up just a touch. Small him up just a touch. Oh shit, oh shit. Okay, we're gonna make this work. We're gonna make this work. Okay. There. We got him in there. Ish. A little smaller. Perfect. I can't imagine it'll get much longer than this. Yeah, good enough. Alright. Day 1. Breed. Carolina coffin breath. Age 1. Growth phase. Larva. Glamour 5. Uncanny 1. Pep 1. Realness 4. Discretion 4. The little blue sphere burst in the tub. Diluted nutrient gravy gives the water a bluish hue. Your little horse uses its cilia to push itself around your bathtub. You'll be showering in the sink until your horse can breathe on its own in a couple of days. You have 20 days until the Horsemaster competition. You have 3 actions left today. Inject horse with nutrients! I guess I can make it full screen now, huh? That'll make it a little easier. That'll make it a little easier on me. Ish. Maybe. Hard to fit in here. Yeah, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Alright. Now it's all tiny in the corner of my screen and I'm blind, but it's fine. Alright. Let's do the electro stim. The fans hum as the electro stim powers up. To which end you attach the electro pads. Let's do the ventral fins. You clip the pads to the ventral side of your horse. There's a short sizzling sound and a copper smell to it. The horse is stimulated. Alright, so that did give us a little extra pep in our step. I guess let's groom horse. Groom horse. We'll assume that nutrients and feeding are taken care of by the nutrient gravy. So let's groom horse. You shoplifted a selection of shampoos and conditioners to help with grooming. Which do you apply this time? Let's go with Grandeur. Grandeur has a deep caramel musk. Your horse could be equally at home in the boardroom or in a limousine. Glamour +4, discretion +1. And rinse. And let's hang our drip and try to sleep. You listen and imagine you can hear your horse splishing in the tub. You sleep. Your dream is a dial tone that lasts all night. Right, you're up before dawn to check the readouts from the first day. Those numbers are above. Those numbers up above are right where they should be on an overall efficiency curve. You dip your hand in the tub to do a physical check on your horse. No bifida, no unsealed clefts. The nutrient gravy makes your hands smell like artificial banana flavoring. 19 days left. Alright, let's feed horse today. Many horses are raised to professional caliber without ever eating solid foods in their entire lives. You probably shouldn't overdo it, but you might give your horse the edge and realness it needs to win. And let's do the dorsal electro. There's a flash of current, some jitters, and you remember that this doesn't hurt the horse, so don't think about it, okay? Alright, this time we'll go with Revelry. Revelry is the shampoo that used to come with marshmallows floating in it when you were a kid. It makes the sensitive skin around your fingernails burn as you work it into your horse's mane. And rinse. Alright, there's nothing left you can do for your horse today. Tomorrow's a big day. So far, your plan is working. You wake up to find your horse walking clumsy circles on the cold bathroom tile. It still flexes its gill flaps, but there's so much decoration as it's now breathing through actual lungs, of a sort. Stale nutrient bath makes your bathroom pungent. You drain the tub. Your little horse has lived through the larval phase. This is a great sign. You're finally confident enough to name it. You cup the tiny pupil horse in both hands, and you give it a name with a whisper. Horse name. Horse name. What do we want to name this guy? We'll name him... This is the toughest choice. This is the toughest choice of them all. We'll name him... Blupo. Blupo. Blupo is what they'll call you. A fine name. Blupo is now a pupa. It skitters around your carpet, pouncing on dust bunnies. It naps a lot, puffing tiny snores out of its spiracles. You have 18 days left till the Horsemaster competition. Alright, have some nutrients, buddy. You slide the needle into the main nerve bundle of your horse's central nervous system. It's a full cocktail of essential vitamins, nutrients, stimulants, and selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. You got a full set of the injections from the pharmacist who provided the liberal allotments of dexabrimidine. Best not to dwell on how much it costs. Yeah, let's use our third shampoo here. Shrike smells just like soap. It is the shampoo and conditioner combination of realness. When you are a Horsemaster, you will never ever use Shrike on yourself again. And rinse. We can skip the electrostim. Why don't we do the feeding? And we need more uncanny, don't we? Well, let's do the nutrients again. Bust our uncanny up a tiny bit. Yeah. Blupo climbs in your chest to sleep. It has to knock this off because soon it will be big enough to crush you if it tries this trick. Just for tonight, though. Blupo has a budding carapace on its head, and you can already see small whorls that will eventually form its unique individualized patterning, like a human fingerprint. It practice rams against your ankle every spare moment. Alright, well, here's your nutrient injection. Let's do grandeur again. We'll keep that glamour up nice and high. What do we get from watching television? I don't know. Let's watch television. I don't think it'll help our horse, but 4 dead and fed raid on unsanctioned Horsemaster League. Study. Fax machines are back in a cool way. Ratings for Drama Town dip in season 2. Scientists. Some bleeding likely as GDP increases. Yeah, so we don't get nothing. Nothing. Just some lore. Psh, who needs lore? Another restless half sleep. Blupo seems excited too. You're both excited, but probably for different reasons. Oh, broken image! The thing about horse mastering is that, once you get the hang of the basic physical tasks involved, it's basically just a giant game of spreadsheet management. Speaking of Uma Musume, the skill becomes chaining the right actions in order to maximize your efficiency and produce the best horse. Horse mastery means exploiting every action and every horse statistic. So, you got all the maximum combos off a Horse Mastery internet forum and coded a series of macros to just let your computer apply your actions for you. And now, Blupo is finally old enough to try it out. Blupo is the size of a smallish dog, but is surprisingly heavy. There are hundreds of pounds of potential muscle coils inside it, waiting to knit and grow. Sure, let's run the maximum efficiency horse stat growth macro. You press Ctrl-Alt-H on your keyboard. The macro triggers each of the actions in the optimum order for horse growth. Yep, this is the work. You listen to Blupo breathe for a while, and your mind drifts off, and then it's morning all over again. Until today, Blupo has excreted all waste through its cholecytic pores. Now, though, it's grunting and sitting constantly, meaning it wants to excrete its first bowel movement, but can't fully expand and contract its anus without help. In the wild, the mother can easily do this with one of her special grooming tentacula. You, however, must do careful work with a cotton swab and pinky finger until the fecal head begins to emerge. Congratulations. You have 15 days until the Horsemaster competition. Algorithmed! You lie awake for hours, absolutely certain this was a mistake. You are no Horsemaster. You begin Bloop's operant conditioning a few days ago in subtle ways, but today, you begin work with the silver whistle. Good behavior earns a pleasing melody and a treat. Bad behavior, a low tone and the withholding of eye contact. You have 14 days. Here, let's do our own today. Let's feed him. Get our realness up a little. Where are we on our realness? We are at a 30 of realness. We'll do grandeur again. Yeah, then we'll feed him again. You know what? Maybe we push our realness nice and high. We'll get somewhere with it. You run your hand across Blupo's sleeping flank. This has been a hard day. You think about how these rich fuckers will never see you two coming. Your dream is something about snow. Thanks to the dexobrimidine, you are now able to move so fast that you only dislocate your thumb, stopping Blupo's powerful hose from caving in your skull. You play a low tone and wrap the thumb in tape. Alright, let's do the growth macro again. The swelling hasn't gone down in your thumb. The nail is cracked. You sleep hard, clutching the bandaged hand to your chest. You discover Blupo shat on your warm coat in the night. You play a low tone on the whistle. Enzymes in the horse waste melted much of the lining and the stench takes hours to dissipate. You won't need a winter coat when you're a Horsemaster. You'll never be cold again. 12 days. You're developing a facial tic, almost like someone is twisting your left cheek. You try to smooth it out and hold it flat like a sheet on a bed. For some reason, this makes you start remembering every person you've ever let down. The list is terrible even before it's comprehensive. And then, sleep. You wake up early to vomit a little. It's muddy gray. Blupo doesn't wake up. You have sleep's awful certainty that your horse has died in the night. Then, you see its chest rise and fall again. You have 11 days. Alright. You know what? Yeah, let's do our own. We'll inject. We'll feed. And we'll groom with grandeur. You've eaten plain foods all day, and you kept everything down. Between that and Blupo responding to its name just once, it's been a day full of accomplishments. Blupo is already so large, and it's hardly halfway grown. It's unclear how large a horse would live and grow if they weren't raised for competition. Alright, now we'll do the maximum again. Well, we're starting to get some, the returns are starting to slow down on the macro. Would your father even recognize what you've become? Did he want this for you? Did he ever notice you enough to want something for you? What good are horses? You realize your apartment is covered in the coarse hairs that Blupo keeps growing and shedding. The hair clings to itself like Velcro and stays warm hours after leaving the follicle. You gather together almost 2 garbage bags of hair puffs while Blupo watches. Sure, hit it again. In any project, there's always a trough of enthusiasm. There is a lull. This lull is where doubt hunts you with the weapons of your own creation. Tonight, doubt tells you that even if Blupo is perfect, they will not let you win. You are not one of them. Given a choice, they will always choose themselves. When it flexes, the skin of Blupo's haunches becomes translucent. You can see the wet, dark red of musculature. Taunt, ready. You could whistle the pleasing melody all day in gratitude. Alright, we got 8 days left. Let's do the feed. We'll do the inject. We'll do the groom. We'll do revelry this time. Get a little glamour, get a little pep. No food tasted good today. The utensils tasted like burning tires. But the food provided no sensation. The molar is loose. First thing in the morning, there's a knock on the door, and you do not know what to do, so you hide. The knock repeats, and you clamp your hands over Blupo's snout and will it to not make a noise, and try to not breathe yourself, even though you are in an all-consuming panic. Whoever it was leaves, so, okay. 7 days left. You're very proud of Blupo this day. You're afraid that it will be taken from you now. That's how proud you are. When you are proud of what you have done, God will hurt you to remind you that it was actually God who did it. You can feel that God would like to take Blupo away from you. God playing a low tone on a whistle the length of a battleship, and then taking his eye contact away forever. It is what you deserve. You lose yourself in running your fingers through Blupo's mane. Mane is a misnomer. The bundle of long prehensile tentilla emerging from behind the carapace that is called the mane was a surprise byproduct from the 4th evolutionary improvement on the foundational horse formula, FHF. You are aware of just the sunlight, your breathing, and the gentle pull of the mane on your fingers. Yeah, you know what? Let's just run it again. I'm pretty happy with where he is right now, so I'm okay with just the unilateral rise. Could use a little more pep, but I'm pretty happy with where our glamour and realness are, so I don't think I need to worry about working on those up on myself. You did not cry once today, even if you almost wanted to, so maybe you're probably getting the hang of the dexibramidine. The dream of flesh-colored fish. You were evicted. Keys in the lock, landlord, deputized military officers, notice on orange papers. Previously, your landlord was casual regarding rent punctuality. You were certain you could ignore it until you won. Nope, DMOs and everything. Technically, this is an animal-free building. They seize your dexibramidine bags from the fridge to sell to other desperates like yourself. One of the DMOs motions like he will shoot Blupo, and the landlord begs him not to ruin the flooring. Hot shame tears. You grab a half-packed garbage bag and whistle for Blupo to follow before it gets worse. Your former landlord says he'll be rooting for you at the competition. You and Blupo are in an alley behind a failing strip mall. You are exposed. You only have 5 days until the Horsemaster competition. You spent all of your actions trying to find food today and still have to go hungry. You did find some old hamburger buns, but you fed them to Blupo. Luckily, it had eaten solid foods before. You probably don't need to eat. Lately, you've had trouble keeping food down. You are ashamed at how bad you fucked up, but have to try to sleep, or you'll be too tired to try to find food tomorrow. There's enough Dexy still in your bloodstream that you wind up not really sleeping. Blupo does not understand why it is not at home. Every noise spooks it, and it bleats and whinnies no matter how hard you try to calm it down. You make it a bed of sort on some garbage bags and cover it with some more. This is the wrong neighborhood to have a horse at night. You wish there was some way to communicate to Blupo that this is only a temporary setback. You've made it this far. You just have to make it a few more days. You are so tired. without a safe place to sleep and food to eat. You will only receive 2 actions per day. The free library is across town and will take most of the day to visit. Scavenging food and usable materials will also take a full day. You just have to keep you and Blupo alive 4 more days until the Horsemaster competition. Well, I guess we could shoplift food. You are unsuccessful shoplifting some food and are arrested. You are put in a holding cell. DMOs keep you in a holding cell for what is only supposed to be 12 hours. The store winds up not pressing charges, but you can't afford to pay the exit processing fees to leave jail. You eventually get paid via the correctional system for doing menial tasks around the jail and barracks, but the jail developers have designed it so that you can never make enough money to pay back the exit processing fees and interest once they've subtracted room and board fees. You are the laughably inept criminal underclass to the DMOs, and the debt rolls on and on. But Blupo is still out there somewhere, growing still. No whistle guides it anymore. They might bring down the thing you made, but they will never be able to unsee it. This is the end of Horsemaster. Ah, a bad end for us. A bad end. Terrible tragedy strikes. You can get to the competition. I've actually never gotten the got arrested for shoplifting ending before. There is no good ending. There is no good ending for being a Horsemaster. It's a good time, though. I love that. That's like my favorite Twine game. That's not a rare opinion.